Hello, we are live, and it's another episode of the Million Dollar Mission with Carol, Ellie, and Lynn. And we are happy that you're here tonight. So we want you to just sit back, enjoy the information we're going to share, but we also want you to engage with us. So, ask questions, put comments in there, whatever you want to do. We're here to to talk with you and to share some information that we hope that will help you on your success path, whatever that might be, okay? So what was the first thing we do? We do the toast, the success toast. Go ahead, Ellie.
Here we go, toasting to all of your success. That your life is a $1 million mission. I think that's what $1 million in quality, in people in your life, in money, in relationships. $1 million mission. A toast to us all. Cheers.
Cheers. And yes, I have water tonight, but Ellie always has the real thing. And we love that about her. All right, tonight we're going to talk about dollars, turning action into dollars. But guess what? There's a lot of people that have this wrong, okay? Because action is a word, and action also is an activity, or can be. But when we're talking about success in our business, I think people are getting the word action a little mixed up. So we want to talk a little bit about that word and what it means by what your action, turning that into dollars. How can you really do that, or think about it the right way, or do the right things so you are getting the results that you want in your online business, all right? So I don't know if we want to kick this off with Carol first or with Ellie. That's up to you guys. Take it away.
I'm ready to roll. Okay, I think when I was going over this in my head, I'm thinking this is a little bit tricky because of the word action. And yes, indeed, action is required. But how are we going to define the action? That's where I see where people might be running into issues, into problems, and where there might be a little controversy. Let me explain. Action, in terms of turning your action into dollars, is not necessarily watching videos, going to trainings, blah, 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 blah. However, if you're brand new and you've never done this before, then yes, that could be foundational action, because you do need to learn things. But there comes a point, where you need to start turning what you're learning into income-producing activities. Oh, Ellie has something to say. Now, secondly, let me just finish this, and then I'll hand it over if I may. Secondly, as a foundation to this action is really going a little deeper, and going even before that is your mindset. Always boiling down to mindset. And I have some principles here I'll get into a little bit later, but as Napoleon Hill said, who is in my book the father of business success, if you will, he talks about creating your definite chief purpose, your aim, making your plan in order to get there, and what kind of action steps to take. So that said, I hope I didn't confuse things more, but again, there's a couple of different kinds of action that we're looking at, and depends on whether you're new to the business or not, whether just looking at videos and trainings and what have you would be considered action. They might be, they might not be. It comes a point where you want to turn it into income-producing action, but even before that and underlying it is your mindset. You want to get that put in place and get your foundation in. And I can see Ellie's jumping out of her chair, so let me be quiet and see what she.
I'm not at all. I can't believe you're saying that. I like that statement that you made, turning it into learning, or turning to learning, or something like that. That I was actually paying attention. I move around a lot, folks. You all know that. But if you want me to keep going here, it's funny, okay? So a large community I deal with is law of attraction people, and they go like, oh, action. And they're the ones that are misinformed. Sorry, that's the truth. There is a thing in The Secret where somebody said you could sit on your couch and believe that your bills would get paid, and they'd get paid. And then people beat that guy up. Now, here's the deal. I believe him, all right? This is a huge if you really freaking believed it, and you don't, okay? You were not raised in a community that believes it. You never saw that happen to anybody. And so I can't, can I test it out? No, because I know I have an underlying belief that would never happen. But am I saying it's impossible? I don't think anything is impossible. So I don't beat up on that. As a matter of fact, it was Joe Vitale who said it. All right, I don't beat up on him for what he said. Some people like to take that to town. People just like to do that. That's media crap, just to get your attention. So just get used to that stuff. I actually do believe it. I believe it's possible, and I also am aware enough to know I don't really, really, really underlying believe it. So, if you grew up in a community where you saw that happening, damn, you would believe it. So that right there, okay, this idea about people not taking action, because they're waiting to align with something, to me, that if you're not taking the action you need to build that business, okay, you don't believe it's going to happen. That's why you're not taking the action. That's why. All right, you don't believe that it's going to work for you or that you're good enough to do it. So part of the action here, Carol talked about, is mindset. And actually what you were saying, Carol, well, what you do when you're new might be different when you're not new. I don't think it is. I don't. I think that still I'm watching videos and learning. And I'm not brand new. So you're still doing that because it's still, there's always a learning curve. That's good. Otherwise, life's boring. And I had real jobs. I left once I knew them. And I wasn't going past that point. I'm like, I got to go. This crap is boring. I got to go. So, you're always learning and expanding skill-wise and mindset-wise, which affects your doing. Here's what I see. I don't know where Lynn's going to go with this or where anybody else is going to go with this, but I watch people get in a business, especially a marketing business, and they run out there, and I go to their Facebook page, and it's plastered with crap. Sorry, there's no other way to say it. It's crap. Just a bunch of freaking dopey ads. You're not addressing people. It's just junk. Okay? And they go, oh, I'm taking action. And when my business isn't growing, holy crap, I can't believe you have any more friends left, let alone your business isn't growing. Okay, you're off my friends list. I don't want that stuff in my news feed. I don't want a bunch of garbage. So to me, it's about, if you're brand new in a business, learning the business and learning who you're talking to. Understanding that. We talk about in our team an empathy map. Right, finding out who is this you're talking to, and what is it that they want to hear, and you can still bring your business in that if you understand how to bridge that. But if you just so there's two extremes. I watch people go out there and they just post bull crap all over the place. Facebook is really good for that, and then there's people who I know have fabulous information, knowledge, and are fabulous people, and they're not talking one little iota bit about their business. And I'm like, huh? To me, that's still a mindset thing. Okay, that's definitely a mindset thing. The person doesn't believe in themselves. They don't believe it's going to work for them. They don't know. They feel uncomfortable. All right, which is self-worth, that's self-esteem. I'm reading that book the new Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm taking a long time to read it, and I've read Psycho-Cybernetics a gazillion times because I'm really going through this, because it's amazing when you understand how we're set up to work. How come they freaking don't teach us this in school? Okay, they teach you how to memorize a bunch of crap, all right, to pass tests. That's what they teach you to do. But they don't teach you how your brain really is set up to work, because when you have that, then there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't do, be, or have. All right, I'll pass it over for now.
Yeah, and that's really true, Ellie. I mean, it's the power of the mindset, and you know, like you say, you know, to have that self-belief, and you know where I got this action and that kind of thing from was Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula, because I think it's the second principle about taking your daily action and turning it into physical reality. So in other words, you're taking the things that you're doing each day that's going to help you develop a more positive mindset, a more self-confident, self-believing mindset. And those are learning habits, like Ellie was talking about. We have to learn these things, right? And you're going to learn this on a daily basis, and that's an action you're taking. You're learning, but then it becomes your physical reality because you live it. Now you really believe that you can do this. So you have this self-confidence, and so each day you get up and you're kind of energized. I mean, I've noticed that about myself, is that each day I get up and I'm energized and I feel like I can do something now, because I have more of self-confidence in what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and that is what helps me to take the action, right? So then the other part of action, not only the mindset, but also the skill set. Right? We do have to learn skills, certain skills in any business that we're doing in order to turn that action into dollars. So there's really kind of a couple things that, you know, I think anyway, that action requires, and that's your mindset and then obviously your skill set. But Ellie brings up a really good point, because if we don't have that self-belief, if you don't believe in what you're doing, if you don't really want what it is that you're striving for or you want to achieve, then how are you going to have the self-confidence, and what's going to get you up in the morning to say, yeah, I'm going to do this, you know, I'm going to be that millionaire, I'm going to have, you know, that house or that car, I'm going to live this lifestyle. What's going to get you to do that, right? So that's why we say most people have this all wrong, because they think all they have to do is push a button and all of a sudden sales comes. Okay, and even if that was so, let's say you pushed a button this morning and bam, you got 50,000 in your account. What are you going to do? What will you do tomorrow? Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. That's why lottery winners, they're broke. They're financially broke or bankrupt within 2 years, because they just don't. Okay, you got all the money. Now what? It's because you don't have any purpose. You have no idea what it is that you want to do in your life, right? So anyway, maybe I took that a little bit too far, you know, but I wanted to, you know, kind of bridge that to the point that self-confidence is really, really important. And I read my, you know, self-confidence formula by Napoleon Hill every single day. And yes, Carol, I totally believe in your major definite purpose. If you do not know what that is, that's kind of like the starting point, maybe you know, like you're at the starting gate or you're at the starting line of the race. So, but anyway, that's my 2 cents for when it comes to action. I believe there's a couple things we have to realize.
Well, let me go back to something here. I don't know, maybe I misstated it, or maybe it was misinterpreted, but I never meant to say that we should not watch videos and get training. What I meant was just staying in that mode probably is not going to get us too far, because we do need to turn it into income-producing activities. So yes,
being a perpetual student, right?
Right.
And there's a lot of people that do that. They get up every day, morning, noon, night, and that's all they do is watch videos, and they think that's success, right?
Right. Because I mean, I certainly watch my share of videos and trainings and stuff today. So you know, but I try to implement it then, turn it into action of some sort. So oddly enough, within the last couple of days, I say oddly enough, I don't really believe that, but a lot of things have been coming my way that remind me and reinforce something that I don't know whether I've forgotten it or lost track of it or what. But, you know, this whole thing is so damned easy, and we just make it so freaking hard. And what I mean by that is, I mean, how hard is it to think positively and to think that we can do things and to put it out there that, yes, we can do this, because that's part of Napoleon Hill's thing. We have the ability to achieve our major definite purpose. And we do. All we need to do is put it out there and just focus on it. Focus on it. Focus on the positive, what can be accomplished, what we want. Write it down, read it, talk about it, and not talk about other stuff. And yet, every time I turn around, I find myself saying something that goes right against that. You know, I fortunately, I'm able to catch myself pretty much now, and if I don't, Ellie certainly does. But but I mean,
of course, that's called being human too.
Exactly. But I made a video today, and I was saying in the video that something I had been doing, and I think maybe I lost track of it when we traveled this last time, because the schedule is so wackadoo when we're traveling. You don't get much sleep, you don't get much time to yourself. But every night, and I picked this up from somebody's blog, every night I was writing, either if I was having an issue, a problem, a challenge of some sort, I would turn it around and write it in the present tense as though everything was fine in that area. And, you know, it was all resolved, it was all, I had the answers, blah, 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 and I would write out what they are. Or if, you know, there were no challenges at that point in time, I'd just pick a topic that was of interest to me, and or that was going on in my life, and I'd write about that. Just a paragraph or two, very simple, 10, 15 minutes, about, you know, how it's going great and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be darned if things didn't start popping. Things were happening. And then, like I said, I don't know, I got out of the habit. Napoleon Hill talks about habit a lot. But I got out of the habit, and I'll tell you, I'm going to start that up again tonight, because it came to my attention today. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. So, that said, I will pass it along.
You know, I know I find that really funny. We do things that are working for us, and we know it, you know, and then, I don't know, something happens, we get too busy, whatever, and we stop doing it. And, you know, I'm guilty of that also. So that just proves that, sorry folks, but this bullshit where people say it takes 21 days to make a habit is not always true. It just isn't. Okay, it can become a little more automatic to you, but when you have a bigger store of doing it a different way, breaking it doesn't take 21 days. It can break easy. So it is about being vigilant. You know, it's not like, oh, I did this for 21 days, now I'll do it forever and ever. Well, talk to me and let me know if that's true. Or is it true because you had to be vigilant? So there is vigilance within that. You know, it's the same thing like, you know, I mean, I brushed my teeth today, but my God, my poor mother, she had me doing it more than 21 days, all right? And I didn't want to do it. I didn't like it. I don't know, I just figured it's boring. Okay, I don't want to do it. So. You know, and I don't know. Could I stop? I guess I could, but no. You know what? Maybe that's what should happen. You should get a bad taste in your mouth the minute you stop doing a habit that's really good for you. Okay, because like you would, like in a day, it would be like, bleh, right? Like we'd be ugly. So you would go brush your freaking teeth. Unfortunately, we don't get a bad taste in our mouths when we stop doing this thing that really works for us. But That's powerful what Carol just talked about, because in essence, what she's doing is visualizing. If there's something that's going on, it's not working, she's rewriting it. Okay, I talk about this all the time. Stop telling the same old story and rewrite the story the way you want it to be. I've taught classes on this. Okay, stop telling the same old story. If you're living the same old story, it's because you're telling the same old story. And it doesn't even have to come out of your mouth. All right, it's running back here. So you've got to change it. This is why people go, are you talking about mindset again? Yeah, do you want to be successful in business? You know, the CEOs, I forget what it is now, but it's an incredible amount of books they read every year. It's not just business books. It's about development books. It's about expanding yourself books. All right, it's a huge amount of books they read every year. These are the top earners. You know, somewhere there's a correlation, folks. You know, there's a correlation here. So, and that idea of perpetual student, oh my God. You know, and you know what that is? That's self-image. I know there are some people, and I'm not just talking about in this business, because there are some people who are just perpetual students. They just go to school forever and ever and ever. I was the complete opposite. When the hell can I get out? That's all I can get about. When can I get out of here? When can I stop having people tell me what to do? And then had to go into the work world and found out, oh crap, I have to go be my own boss. To have people stop telling me what to do. But perpetual students, you know, some people say, oh, they do that because they're lazy. I don't know if it's so much lazy. I really don't. That's self-esteem. That's self-worth. That's self-belief. That's what that is, all right? If I stay over here, and especially if I can excel, you know, and get good marks, okay, then the people will say, oh, how smart she or he is, you know, and so they'll praise me. But I'm not really doing crap with my life, you know, and I'm not into, you know, beating people up politically or anything. I just think you're not here to do that. You're not. You're here. You have something, you are somebody that's here for a reason, you know, and I'm not like getting into the big message, and don't go woo-woo on me, okay? If you are doing what we're talking about here, and Carol talked about a great process, write out things that, if they're not working, write them out like they are working. If there's nothing going on, just write out things that are, you know, build yourself up. Build it up. That's visualizing. And one of our products, it's like the first lesson. All right, this is a business product. All right, the first lesson, visualize it. You know, but then freaking get up your ass, or move if you're doing computer stuff, grab your mouse, okay, and do something. So, and Raymond wrote it earlier before. You know, we teach here in the company that we're all aligned with. Learn something, then do it, and then teach it. And now, when you do that, you prove to yourself, after you do it, you teach it, you prove to yourself, oh crap, I do know what I'm talking about. And you learn it on another level. So you really learned again. And you keep doing it, and you do something else. And then you learn it, you do it, and you teach it. And when you have a community like we have, you don't have to worry about going out there and exposing yourself, right? Because you have a community like we have here, who we love that. Yes, go ahead, learn it, do it, and now teach us. You know, and we'll work with you. If people say, oh, I'm doing this, can you tell me what you see? You know, people are willing to do that to help you build your business. But you got to freaking do something. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, and so that brings up another point about doing something, and some people take action the wrong way when we're working our business. Work. So just because you have a laptop business, an online business, doesn't mean that when you come home, you know, maybe you have a 9-to-5 job and you're doing this on the side right now until you can build enough income so you can make this your business and your lifestyle, right? So you're in this transition mode. Well, if you're going to come home after work and have an excuse every night after work, and you're going to plop yourself on the couch and watch that TV, you know, like you're used to, then that is not the action, and you're not doing any work on your business. You have to work on your business. And, you know, just like Ellie mentioned about learn, do, teach, you have to learn, you have to do it, you have to do it, you've got to work on your business, because then you realize what is working, right? Now you can teach that to others. The very first time you get you get an opt-in, okay, into your autoresponder. Celebrate that, because you did work. You worked on your business. You took the action, you did the work, and look at what you did, right? So that's a result. And that is the first step to turning that action into dollars, right? Because you have a person that decided that whatever information you were sharing, they say, yeah, I want to know more, so they opted into your list, right? But that all takes work initially to learn it, do it, and now then you're going to teach it, which we do. You know, we'll have workshops and things like that, and we teach people how to do that, okay? So action, when you think of action, it's not just the action of coming home from a 9-to-5 and looking at your computer going, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. That's not the action, all right? That's not the action. You have to open the computer and you have to do the work, right? And the second action is not going to your Facebook or all your social sites and answering all the questions and, you know, playing the whatever games that are on there and all that kind of stuff. No, you designate time in your day. I mean, Lawrence Tam said this best, you know, where you designate certain times of the day, and when you have a family, when you have a 9-to-5 job and all that, it's going to be sporadic. So give yourself maybe some time in the morning, some time during your lunch hour at work, and some time after hours, right? And tell your family, you know, talk to your family and say, look, I'm working on my business from 9 to 11 o'clock, right? And you work that out so you know that you are going to be working and taking the appropriate action to turn that action into dollars. And that's what it's all about. So I'll pass that over now to Carol.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the self-confidence formula that you spoke of, Lynn, that Napoleon Hill put forth. And just talk about a couple other steps that he mentioned in there. One of them is he talks about writing, and I've read a couple of his books too, and he mentions writing a lot. He talks about you know, writing your definite purpose and writing out a plan. And as you said, you do every day, Lynn. He encourages people to look at it every day and just refresh. And besides refreshing, it also embeds it. And one of the reasons is that he believes that, or believed, he's not with us anymore in the physical, he believed that there was a thing called autosuggestion, where any desire that we have that we consistently hold in our mind will then turn into a reality. So if we write something, we read it every day, we keep refreshing it in our minds, then it's no reason why it's not going to happen. And one other thing he talks about too is keeping things on an ethical level. And he said, if whatever kind of business you're going to do, make sure that it benefits everybody whom it affects. Because if it doesn't, you're not going to be happy, the business may well not flourish, and other people are going to end up getting burnt, and it can come around and bite you in the tail later on. Those aren't his words, those are mine. But he talked about ethics a lot also in his work. which is, I mean, I just love that guy. I love Napoleon Hill, whatever he had to say. And the other thing was if you have people around you who are negative, who don't believe in what you're doing, don't talk to them about it. Don't yeah, get rid of them, right? Don't share what you're doing with them because if they end up poo-pooing it and what have you, it's only going to bring you down. And you don't need that because, as we talked about, you want to keep it a positive focus. You want to keep everything going in a certain direction, flowing in a certain direction, and looking for that to turn into a reality for you. And that's what I have to say at this point. I'll turn it over.
I have to laugh because you didn't used to like Napoleon Hill. Now you love him. You're muted.
Are you talking? Oh, I didn't hear you.
I didn't used to like him.
Yeah, I picked up his book Think and Grow Rich. Oh, I don't know, a couple of years back, and I didn't even get very far in it. I didn't abide by anything that he said in it, and I just tossed it aside, and that was the end of it. And then I can't remember which one I went to next, but I read Law of Success, and I love that book. Actually, I read it twice, and once through and once in chunks. And then I went back to the Think and Grow Rich, and I couldn't go to sleep that night. I had to keep reading and reading and reading and writing and writing and writing what he was, stuff he was saying. Oh my God, I remember writing that he set me on fire. He really did. And I just love him. I love him now. I
remember that, years ago, you said read that book, and I hated it. And then years later, I realized why I hated it. And some of you might be in this position, okay? Because I don't feel like I could do the things he said to do, and that was because of my self-belief. So it was a huge self-worth, self-image issue. And of course, when that happens, we blame somebody or something else. And I was like, that stupid ass. This book sucks. Okay, so, and then always have people like bringing it up in your face, and you're just like, get out of my face, So truthfully, I was not able to build my self-image with that book. As a matter of fact, it stung me. But maybe that was good because it brought out, and I'm sure it was good. It was part of my journey. But it brought out some stuff here, that I needed to work on. So that's really interesting. And so one of the things Carol was just talking about is where he says, make sure what you're doing in the world is going to benefit other people. And what I talked about when we first started, when I go to some of these Facebook pages, and I just see this crap, buy this, buy that, and it's, it's, so if you're here looking for a get rich quick, the next word that usually comes after get rich quick is scam. And the reason why, or scheme, and the reason why is because that's what it is. It's a scam and a scheme. There is no such thing as get rich quick. Like, here, do this, like Lynn was saying, push up, copy this, paste it, push a button, go to bed, and tomorrow you're going to have 10 grand in you. Some of them say 50 grand when you sleep, And you want to know why? If that freaking worked, we'd all be doing that. Why the hell would anybody even go to a freaking job? We'd all be on our computers copying and pasting, pushing buttons, making a whole freaking hell of a lot of money. Here's what amazes me. I remember seeing that stuff, probably even on Matchbooks, okay? Now I'm really aging myself, where they said, some free report that was going to show you how to make money. But after you do that a couple of times, you realize, oh crap, this is bullshit, okay? That's it. So just realize that. Now, there are shortcuts. There are shortcuts to making money, especially online, on the internet. And we actually are privy to those shortcuts. All right, that's what we work with, that's what we talk about, and that's what we promote. Because we do know. And here, I know, and I know Lynn's been on the internet a couple of years. I've been on the internet a lot of freaking years. Okay, a lot of years. Built several businesses on the internet. Not those fly-by-night scam craps, because I don't want to ruin my reputation. Because any of you people that are posting that crap on your Facebook wall, and then all of a sudden you step into a legitimate business, people are like, you got a lot of mending to do when you're putting out bull crap out there to other people. So I never did that, but it was work. It was work. Now we're able. Technology is here, and we're able to step into systems that were never here before. It was the systems I know I was praying for, and then there were people out there dangling carrots in front of you. This one is this, and I spent a lot of money on information, a lot of money, okay, a lot of money. So those of you that, and I'm not sorry for it. If you won't invest in yourself, then you don't believe in yourself. Then you're not serious. I'm not being fresh. I'm just being honest, okay? You have to invest in yourself. So you go, well, Ellie, some of that money you invested was, yeah, some of that stuff was junk. Okay, so you find out sometimes the hard way. You also know I'm not buying a product from that fool no more. You see, so you learn. And then you start to realize I have to get more information. I need more people in my circle. So I didn't have a community like we have here. So to me, this was a big solve-all, because I can be in business for myself and not by myself. That's huge. I have people who are like-minded, who really, really do care about our success as I care about their success. That to me is amazing, because there's a lot of dog-eat-dog out there. Excuse me. And then now to be aligned with a company that is that has systems in place already that just put those pieces together. That, I used to pull my hair. I'm surprised I still have hair. I used to pull my hair out of my head, all right, trying to figure out some crap years ago. And okay, systems that are even coming that we can't even, all right? I don't like to get too excited, because people go, oh, she's doing hype. And I promise you, I don't do hype. If I'm excited, it's something to be excited about. So I don't know I just went on a roll, and I couldn't stop. Sorry.
And we're excited because today we just learned more about something that will be coming our way next week. And trust me, you will hear from us. You will hear from us, and it is not hype, it's real, and all that kind of good stuff. Ellie, I want to talk about what you said about, investing in yourself, and learning and that kind of thing. So I was just thinking about like fashion people, or TV people, or it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to learn it, right? You either find a good mentor or not. Even if you have a good mentor, you still have to learn stuff. So you're going to go out and buy probably books. You're probably going to watch, trainings and things like that about the fashion industry and specifically what you want to do. Or if you want to become a TV star or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Each industry has its caveats of what you have to learn. Just like when I was in the real estate lending industry, I had to learn all that, and it took a long time for me to learn all that. So, people beat themselves up when they they think they're not making results in this online business in 2 weeks. And it's like, hello, what have you really done in 2 weeks, even in learning? What have you done to improve your knowledge, your knowledge of this industry, let alone your knowledge of the products and marketing and, different skills that you're going to need, right? And most important, your mindset. How much did you spend on your mindset? How much time did you spend on your mindset? How much time did you spend on really believing in your self-confidence, really believing in your major definite purpose, right? So, I just wanted to add that because I think you brought up a really good point about, investing in yourself And that means investing in education, maybe a mentor, coaching, training, whatever it is. You know, going to events. I'm telling you, Denny and I, before we were in this company, we went to a couple events, and it was a nightmare. And we just said every time we went away from those events, and we were never going to another event again, because all it was a pitch fest. You know, yeah, they would have some speakers up on stage, but then the whole room was lined with tables and buy this and buy that. And when you had a break, you know, they would pull you aside and say, you know, what are you doing for your business? Oh, you need to buy this product and all this kind of thing. Your head was spinning with, oh gosh, what do I really need? They weren't teaching, training, mentoring, coaching, or nothing. So our company, Empower Network, I'm going to mention it because I'm proud of being a part of this community and this company. Yay, go team. And I'm telling you, their events are just incredible because they base it on people that give you information that's going to help you with your mindset, your skill set, and to turn your action into dollars. So it's important. Invest in yourself.
Well, I didn't know you jumped off there for a second.
Sorry about that, Carol. That was not very nice at all.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, it's funny. I can relate to what you say about some of those events that you go to. Yeah, lined with tables with all kinds of paraphernalia that they're selling. At any rate, if you hit a plateau in your business, if you reach a point where nothing's happening too much right now, or it's not happening the way I would like it to, back up. Go back. Go back a day. You might have to go back a week, maybe even longer than that. And look at two things. Look at again, where was your mindset? What are you thinking? Are you still believing? Are you doubting? Has there been some kind of questioning that's creeped into your goals, your vision, your ideas? And secondly, have you not been doing as much of the activity, the action that you could, that would lead to more, what's the word I want, more response from your audience? Did you slack off on something? Is your technique getting a little old-fashioned? You need to update it a little bit. Just go back a little bit and take a look and see what's going on in the last period of time when this started to happen. You became aware of it, and pick up from there. Make some changes, whatever it happens to be. You know, it's funny. I was reading a couple of blogs today, and there's a young fellow who's been in this business for a couple of years now. I don't think too long, maybe a year or two. And I watch his blog, and he's very, you want to talk about hype, he's hyper hyped up, and he always throws a video into his blogs. And so the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, where is this guy coming from? I almost wanted to shut it off. But funny thing, he was talking about 3 points today, and towards success in a certain area. And I never expected it from him. He said 95% is mindset. I didn't expect it from that personality. It's funny. So don't judge, huh? Okay, I'm going to jump off.
No, it's 100% this mindset. Sorry. I know some people will say it's not true, but if your mindset's not in the right place, you won't take the action you need to take. It's just that simple. So you see, I'm not saying you don't have action or doing or whatever the hell you want to call it. There's stuff to do, all right? But if your mindset's not in the right place, you won't do it. You'll find a reason why not to do it. You'll find an excuse. You'll be too tired. You'll be too busy. You'll be bullshitting too much on Facebook. You'll be playing too many games. You'll wash your floor a bunch of times. You'll find a reason not to do it. And I promise you, the core in there is mindset. Now, I don't believe you should be waiting to have the perfect enlightened mindset, because, I don't know if that's ever happening for any of us in this body, all right? So I still believe, even if you don't want to do something, you got to go ahead and do it. And visualize, I just did a video today because I talk so much about visualizing, and the video actually was about, like, people go, so I just got to sit around and think about it, Ellie? No, Ellie never said that, ever. Ever, ever, ever. So you've got to do stuff. That's bull crap that people play with. Or you don't have to. We didn't come here not to do. We're doing, being. We're doing. I know people say we're not human doings, but we are physical beings. We didn't come here to sit on rocks. Some people do it, but very few of us, all right? Most of us are action takers, right? We want to be engaged. I love when I listen to Abraham Hicks, they talk about, you want to mold the clay. You want your hands in there, and you want to create. You want to mold the clay. So lots of times we're afraid to mold the clay, and we don't trust it, and that's mindset. That's why to me I did go out there and do this all on my own at first. All right, it was scary. It was a scary world. I didn't know what the frick I was doing, and I worked my ass off. All right, I did. That idea of working online, you're not working a lot, right? That's why I have a flat ass, I'm sure of it. But when you have a community that you can work with, where you can say to people, well, what should you can ask that question, what should I be doing now, or I'm uncomfortable doing this, and people give you ideas, and plus you're watching what they're doing, and then people give you feedback. If you're willing to play that game, that is the most rewarding thing you can do, because that's what life's about anyways, okay? It's about that give and take. It's rewarding, and that idea of doing a business that benefits everybody. So that's stuff. Please don't tell me you're doing something if you're drawing junk up on your wall and nothing else. Even if you're in the same business as we're in right now, okay, and you're posting that constantly and nothing else. To me, that's then junk, and it's not a junk business, okay? But you're just slamming stuff all over. You're not talking about why it's beneficial. You're not talking about how it's beneficial to you. You're not talking about how it's beneficial to other people. And just be human, all right? You're not being human, and you're not talking about benefits. People shut you off. That's the kind of doing that are not turning into dollars. It just is. See, I don't even care how good the business is you're in. If you're not promoting it in a humanistic way, okay, then that doing is not promoting dollars. And then there's that other end where all you're doing is taking care of my mindset and meditating and watching videos, and then not taking any action and not asking for help, and that's an action in itself. All right, is asking for help. That's not generating money either. Just watching training videos and meditating, okay? It ain't happening. Maybe in 100 generations from now, the society will live with that like that, but not now. So get with this society that we're in. I'm quiet now.
Yeah, I was thinking that we could wrap it up with that, because I believe that you're looking at three gals that that's what we represent. We represent the heart of people. We want to connect with people that want to help themselves, because we're not here to hold your hand, but we are here to help you, but only if you want to help yourself, because as you can tell, we believe in mindset. Mindset is like Ellie said, well, Carol says 95%, Ellie says 100%. I believe it is. It's the most important piece of the puzzle. Let's put it that way. So you can do that by connecting with us, by getting on board with people like us, our community, being a part of this, and starting to build a business that really matters. Not only for you and your family and your future, but to other people. See, we're the building blocks for building up this community and building up this industry. And so I believe that's the other thing we're doing, is we're relaying our message to connect with you, so you get on board with us, and then we all make these connections to keep bringing more and more people together to have, to live the dreams, achieve the success that they want. So I just want to wrap it up with that. And Carol, your final thoughts?
I would just reach out to folks who are in the job still, for the reason that actually you're in the best position probably right now to transfer over into making your own business, if indeed that is your goal, your dream, your desire, because you have the income coming in, so you don't have to worry. Insecurity doesn't come into that, and you keep that financial business all straight and the income coming in while you're building your business, and gradually you can transition over, and the more the business grows, the less you have to work. So I would reach out to folks in that arena, which is actually a bit of my story. So, come join us if you're so interested, so inclined. We would love to have you with us.
Yeah. There's not much more to add here. I mean, it's all here right in the package that we're talking about. And yes, you're going to hear more from us because we do have some more exciting information going on, which, to us, it's not easy to get us to get hyped up. Okay, like I ain't 20 no more. Okay, so the hype up that doesn't work for me. I care about.
Ellie turned 25.
That's it. Shh. I care about. Is this information, is these tools and these systems going to benefit a lot of people? That's huge to me. That's really, really important to me. I know it's important to Lynn, and I know that's important to Carol. So we are excited about that, because what we have right now already is, it changed business for me when I was in business for myself and by myself. That's difficult. Okay, and now I'm in business for myself, but not by myself. So I have this huge community that uplifts and supports me. So we're going to be around here again. If you're inclined, hit that banner down below. If you're watching the replay, there's a button down below. If somebody sent you over here, get back to the person who sent you here, and ask questions. Ask questions. Find out. Please don't do that junk. That don't work, okay? Find out what's going on here. Ask questions. People will answer your questions. So, Lynn, you got to take us out with a toast?
Yes, let's do this. All right, we are really glad that you guys stay tuned, and we hope you will take massive action, turn those actions into dollars. We're going to be back next week with some exciting news.
Cheers.
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 See you next time.
Have a good evening.
Next week, we're going out. Here we go.